most of the times we know what is right, or our conscience is telling us this thing you're about to do could work, but we are going to say no, it must work. We can make it work. We are going to make it work. My dear, I don't know how to tell you this, but you're gonna feel very fast. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. And if you're new to my channel, my name is Annie, aka CC Ice Cream, and I hope you're here to subscribe, click on the notification button, and get in touch with me. So, on a lighter note, today's video we are just going to be talking about failure and how we as Gen Z people we are reacting to it, how it's affecting us, and how to cope with it, and how to manage it, and the expectations to get. And are we really failures, you guys? We've not started life, oh. But yeah, we have those bouts that, or those times or intervals where we feel like it's dead, it's over. And I had mine quite recently, so I really wanted to talk about it with you guys. So I hope you stick around. I've blabbed enough. Let's get into the video. By the way, is the chitchat there already with me? So I will first start with cleaning my face. Please, if you hear a movie in my background, know that I'm watching film. I will try to be good with this and not allow the movie enter into this. So yeah, that's the wipe. So next I'm going to be using my rose water. I put it inside a setting spray container. I'm going to be reading out of my book, you guys, because I know how to articulate my feelings better when I'm writing than when I'm talking to somebody. So this is how it's going to be. I'm going to look at the book and I'm going to tell you guys, and I'm going to look at the book and I'm going to tell you guys. But the first thing that happened to me when I failed was that I felt like the end of the life has come. Like, oh, I'm using this to moisturize my face. I don't know if you guys can see well. I got it for like 2,000. I feel like it's the end of the world and I'm the failure. I've been given the award. And that's a very depressing kind of feeling, you guys, because please, if you're an oily skin person and you do makeup, make sure to moisturize your face. It is one of the tricks that helps your makeup to last, moisturizing. And this is like a gel-based moisturizer. I like it very much because it doesn't make it very oily for me. I had to actually sit back, and my sister talked me out of most of it. And I realized that it wasn't that I felt that I have failed. It is just that the knowledge of how to move forward was not like known to me. I did not know how to move forward. I did not know like any other thing except what was already in my head. So that was exhausted. So in my books, I have failed. And I feel like that's what happens to most of us. Either the pressure is from outside or from within us to do a particular thing at a particular time and behave a particular way. So throughout this video, I'm going to give you guys reasons why it feels like we have failed, and also how to tackle those feelings and the knowledge that comes with it. Because when I could outline all this, it helped me to better understand how to move forward and whether to judge, or the metrics that which I used to judge whether I have failed change. So next I'll be using a Kiss Beauty primer. And because I am doing this makeup on my face, you guys are makeup artists. Because I'm doing this on my face, I'm going to be using my hand for most of the application and leave the brushes alone. Basically, this is a primer from Kiss Beauty, and it's supposed to make your, I don't know if you're seeing it, it's supposed to make it poreless, and you guys, it does the work. It makes it poreless. Like, if I decide to apply powder after this, you will see my face. So next I'll be applying this classic mattifying face primer. I don't know whether it is from a book or on Twitter that I saw this saying that it says that where you have failed is when you have decided to stop and not go further. But as far as you're willing to go further, you haven't failed yet. And that is completely true, because not everybody won it at their first goal. Winning it at your first goal can happen, but I don't know whether to call it an abnormally or just a rare case scenario where you're lucky enough to win at your first goal. It doesn't always happen in that way. You might win at your 58th trial. And that's okay. That's to know that you didn't give up. You knew that this was going to work for you and it sticked out. So the first reason why it looks like we have failed is because we've not been patient enough. Like we are in this generation where everybody wants to make money at 20 and be at Maldives and Barcelona and see the nice places of life. But it's not normal. Like most people that are in their 20s and are living that lifestyle have people that are supporting it. Either it's their parents or some other means which they have not divulged to you. And you that doesn't have anybody, you decide to use that as your standard. That's not fair. I used to do that to myself. I used to be one of those people that always like I'm always looking outside. But I feel that that was not the same thing I was going through. That is not my life. That's their life. And their life has their benefits and the dislikes that they don't like about their life too. So I had to look at my own life. So for my foundation, I'm using this Langamani foundation in number 6 and the Adventure Super Stay in Fun. I'm mixing this together. And another thing in our impatience is that we feel like what we put our mind to has to work immediately. I am part of those people. There was a time that I used to feel that if I start something now, it should blow now. Like that I'm standing to watch it. It should be immediate. Then I should be on um it should be on Forbes list by tomorrow. My dear, that's a lie. Life does not happen that way. I don't know whether my skin tone needs to change, but you guys, as the last 2 weeks, this was the perfect shade of foundation for me. I think I have periods where my foundation color moves up and down. But even to your 80s, your 90s, you're still going to be learning. You're still going to be learning. You're still going. Let me reduce the sound of this movie, you guys. Be patient enough to want to see things to the end, want to ensure that things will grow, and when it's not working, you know it's not working, not because you were not patient enough, but because it's just not working. The next reason why it looks like we fail is oftentimes because we don't have the correct results and the correct information or strategy to move. We feel that what people show us online is the beginning and the end of everything. But I beg to differ. There's a whole lot of things that those people have not told you guys. The secret for success is a secret. That's why they call it the secret for success. It will always remain a secret. There's a lot of things that has not been told to us because maybe we are not privy to the people that they want to share that knowledge with, or just because we have not searched enough. And the thing about us is that most of the times we are willing to carry the knowledge we have or the knowledge we think to have and run with it. So to conceal, I'm using the classic Pro Ultra Wear Concealer in medium. That's what I was saying, that we don't know everything or we don't have the correct information or strategies to move ahead or to enact what we want to do. Most of the times, like it's like, let me give you an example. Let's say you want to take a class, you want to be an analyst, a data security analyst, or whatever, like an actor, anything you want to be, and you do a 2 minutes or interview or overview of a course and you call yourself a data analyst. It doesn't work like that. Or maybe you do like 4 or 5 courses that are introductory courses and you call yourself a data analyst. Well, at some point I can argue that you're a data analyst, but you're not the one that has the knowledge that is necessary to do some kind of complicated things. Or you might not even have the knowledge at all. You might just have the general view of what you want to go into. What I'm trying to say is that we should seek for knowledge outside the ones that we know. There are some courses that you have to pay for. There are some classes you have to pay for. There are some things, no matter how we have made the older generation feel so old and dumb, there are some things we have to ask them because those people got it right in some places where honestly we are failing in, like we are failing with capital F That's how we are feeling in those parts. So always want to know more and understand why what you're doing is not working. Is it because it's not just the right season for it to work? Because all that is information. If it's not the right season for something to work, it's not going to work. If it's not the right place, climate, clientele, anything, it's not going to work. All those kind of things, they are strategies that will ensure that you succeed at the particular thing that you are doing. So please seek for knowledge in everything. I think I see how my smile is just by contouring. Contour is big. The next thing I would say is something that actually links to my previous point, is that we accept fast falls and we don't seek the truth. We accept fast falls and we don't seek the truth. Most of the times we know what is right, or our conscience is telling us this thing you're about to do could work, but we are going to say no, it must work. We can make it work. We are going to make it work. My dear, I don't know how to tell you this, but you're gonna feel very fast. And for my blush, I'm using lipstick. It's a pinkish kind of lipstick that I'm going to use for my blush. Please learn to speak with your inner conscience and with people, and know when somebody is lying to you and when somebody is trying to tell you the truth, so that you don't fall into people that are lying to you. Because a lot of times we want things to happen very fast for us. So when somebody comes and tell us make 90K in 4 days, everybody is running towards making 90K in 4 days. But we don't ask the people, why are you making 90K in 4 days? Yes, he call us after 2 days. What's going on? We are just interested in showing everywhere like others you. And that is a very sad mentality. And I think that has actually originated from this scarcity and what they call it, abundance, scarcity and abundance mindset, because we have reduced scarcity and abundance mindset to materialism. But scarcity and abundance mindset is not in that, it doesn't have anything to do with materialism, but rather the way you are supposed to view yourself in a situation of things that are happening towards you, is how you view life. That is the scarcity and the abundance mindset. So you can still have money, you can still be very rich and have a very, very poor mindset. So I don't know why we have been able to, or how a group of people have been able to reduce this to look like it's just about material things, but it's not. And that is one of the fast falls which we accept in this society. We don't want to build. Everybody wants to be on a jet ski, but you don't want to get the money to be on the jet ski. Or if you want to get the money to be on a jet ski, you don't want to get it the legit way. My dear, clean your hands, wear a glove, and get to work. Because yes, in as much as toxic productivity exists, if you want to ball in a certain way, you have to work hard in that same equal proportion. You cannot work like an ant and want to eat like an elephant. No, now, no, that's not how life is. So my next tip affects even the very best of us. Comparison. We always want to be like the next person and do better than the next person, or at least do what the next person is doing in their life. But there's this saying that says comparison is a thief of joy. It is not capping, you guys. It is serious business. Comparison is really a thief of joy, because by the time you compare yourself to somebody else, you fail to see what is going good in your life. You fail to see the opportunities you have. You fail to see how you can maximize some things and what to let go and what to have. You just want to be exactly like the next person. And that is one thing that's actually plaguing our generation, consciously or unconsciously. It is plaguing our lovely gentle people. Because everybody wants to be like this. Oh, this person is going to XYZ, so us too, we should be at XYZ. Oh, this person has a car at 27. Oh, so that means we should have a car at 27. Who said so? Who gave you all these rules? Where did they write it? Last time I checked, you were not born on the same day with that person. So why do you want to have exactly what that person has? Yeah, while it's fine to admire a certain thing, certain trait, attributes, or like class or privilege that the person has, you should not want to explicitly be the person. You can see it and decide to work towards it. That is a good thing. But seeing it and want to be exactly that person, that is a dangerous thing. It's like Let me look for an example. It's like, how do I put it? It's like anger. Anger can evolve to bitter anger and jealousy, or can just die down at anger, depending on the person and how you know best to control it. That takes me back to information. So if you don't have the information to control anger, anger will control you. You guys see what I'm doing there? So yeah, please do not compare yourself. While another person has it good, there are some things that you have that the person too wants to have. So don't just outrightly condemn yourself and want to be another person. And if you've watched this video up to here and you're wondering, like, well, Annie, everything you said is good and fine, but it doesn't relate to me, you haven't learned. That is my next point, that you have not learned. A lot of people feel like, okay, I have learned a particular thing because I can explain to you how it happened theoretically, but you haven't gone through it, or you just know something at face value and you haven't gone deep into it. If it's like that, if that is what you see, if you see yourself repeating a particular pattern, if you know that I failed in this place and I'm failing again, there's something you don't know, there's an information you haven't had yet, you have not learned some certain things, there are some certain things that you still need to go back and learn, like, so that everything will gel for you. You understand? So if you see yourself having repeated patterns, because even the universe is funny, I don't know whether it's only with me, you guys, but if there's a particular thing I'm supposed to learn, like a life lesson or stuff, it keeps on repeating. It might be with different faces or different people, but that same pattern keeps on happening again and again and again and again till I have decided to learn my lesson. So you guys, take it from me that when you see a recurring event, it means that you have not learned at all. Like, you have not started. I'm just exaggerating now that you have not started, but like, it means that there's still more for you to know and can know from a situation that is happening. You guys, I haven't done my makeup in a long time. Or the first time I tried filming this video, which was like last month. And funny how before that I've been doing every other person's makeup. I don't know why my own is always looking like a mess. So if you have learned everything and you've gathered the knowledge and still, yeah, it feels like you're failing, I think you should let go of a particular idea of what it feels like to succeed. Because a lot of times we have a particular idea, oh, my life should look like this, my life should look like this, I should be able to do XYZ, I should be able to, fly and do all those nice things, but you're not seeing your immediate success. You're not seeing the little things that you're achieving every single day. So I think we should change our direction on what we assume to be failure and what we assume to be success. What you assume to be failure can just be like a little stumble on the road. It can just be like, oh, I slipped and fell, I have to stand up and dust myself up. But most times we just decide to enlarge that stumbling, and it's like, oh, this is the end of the road. No, there's a road ahead. Stand up. And, oh, I've not achieved this thing yet. You're still alive, you can achieve it tomorrow. Stand up. The main goal is to stand up and keep on moving and change your direction. And I think that there's some certain things that come up with age. I don't know, age and the type of information you've decided to allow yourself to um consume is what will tell if it's it is what will make up your idea of what it is like for you not to fail and for you to keep on moving. So if I reapplied a little concealer because I didn't feel my under eye bright enough. So while we are done now, like with the fact that we have failed or what is causing us to fail, let us discuss on how we can tackle this failure thing and you know make the best out of it. The first thing I would say is that we are meant to be a community. So align yourself or put yourself among people who will advise you, who will um, be your accountability partners. I'm not saying you should gather a village of people, but you should have at least one or two people that can tell you, oh, this is what you're doing right in your life, this is what you're doing wrong, this is oh, you're supposed to go this way, you're supposed to go that way, this part looks rough for you, this is not the goal, this is not what you said you wanted to do this year, so you have to do it. And while they are telling you these things, they should tell it to you with love. That even if they don't have knowledge fully about what you want to do, you have told them and they will be on the lookout for you. Like, oh, I see this going well for you. Oh, you're doing well in this particular set. Congratulations, or you can do better than this, and all that. It's all those kind of people that is going to help you level up. You guys don't always want to be like the smartest person in the room or the brightest person in the room, because that's a very big mistake you can do to yourself at any point in your life. Always strive to be among the bright people, but don't be the brightest. If you're the brightest, that means you've outgrown that group. Look for a better one. I'm not saying you should cut off your friends, but look for people that are going to enlighten you in the direction that you want to go to. That's just what I'm saying. The next thing I'm going to say is that you should be patient with yourself as regards to the first reason of why it feels like you're failing. It's I You're not patient enough. Be patient with yourself. Want to see things to the end, want to see how things are going to pan out at a particular pace. You guys, I said everywhere because I have oily skin. Be patient enough to see how things want to are going to pan out for you, and not just drop halfway through and say, oh, this thing is not working for me, so I am not going to go again to do this thing. There are sometimes that you know something, but it's not going to work for you because you know it. It's not going to work for you immediately. It's going to work for you with repeated applications of it. It's not going to work at first instance. So that is what I'm saying. Be patient, even in seeking for knowledge, even in application of what you know, like the truth you know, the knowledge you know. Please be patient enough to see that this thing works out, or this thing truly is not going to work out for me. That is all I'm saying. Another thing is resizing the things we do or want to do, or the size of our goals. Most of us, yeah, we see ourselves on Forbes list and wanting to get things done immediately. But you see that goal, yeah, I'm not saying it's unattainable, but it's too large. And the problem with our minds is that when we don't get that goal at the point where we want it to be, like immediately, it looks like we have failed. That is a trick our mind plays on us. So, okay, you said at 27 you're going to get a car, you didn't get a car, you failed. But you forgot that at 27 you got your first paying job. So you did not fail. There's a whole lot of people that don't have their first paying job and they are more than 27. So you guys, cut your goals, and I'm not saying cut your goals, let me rephrase. Cut how you plan your goals, is if that is the correct word to say. Cut it so that I'm not saying you should remove some things entirely out of your list. No, that's not what I'm saying. I don't know if you guys understand my drift, but I'm saying that if you want to achieve being a makeup artist at 24, learn how to draw brows first. Don't want to run to be lifer when you don't know the basics of skin prep. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying that you should reduce your goals in any way. So, you guys, I'm a fan of cross contour. Like, there's nothing that used to suit me more than this cross contouring. I don't know whether I'm the only one, but like, I will always cross contour my face, whether it is light makeup I'm doing or heavy makeup I'm doing. I will always cross contour my face. So another thing is that we should seek mentorship as young people that we are, or if there's an older person watching this, nobody is too old to seek mentorship, because there are some certain things in life that you will never know except you go to the people that knew it before you. So don't always want to be a master when you haven't learned. Like, I see most people, like even myself, I used to do it one time. Like, I just know a little about a thing and I'm going like, oh, I'm a pro. No, I'm not. When the situation comes to call yourself a pro, you're going to know that you're not a pro. So seek out mentorship, whether it be spiritual, if you want to grow spiritually in aspects of your career, anywhere you want to grow, seek out mentorship. And I'm not saying you must go to somebody that has all the degrees in the world. You can seek out mentorship from your mother. You can seek out mentorship from people around you. And if you see that people around you aren't enough to to mentor you, then in a global village, reach out to somebody, tell the person, hi, please join a community. Hi, please, I need help in so, and you see that people are willing to help. There's enough space in the sky for everybody to fly, you guys. So people are going to be willing to help you, especially when they see that you're not bluffing, that you really want to do this. They are going to help you to get there. And please pray about, if you're my religious girl, if you're a Jesus baby, Jesus babe, pray about it. Pray about like any form of mentorship you want to go into, that the person will be able to give you the right information to go by or to live by and things like that. So yeah, our mentorship. Another thing to do when it feels like you're failing is identify where your pressure is coming from, because a lot of times the pressure might be an external one or an internal one. So the goal is to identify what is pressuring you and why is this thing like having this much effect on you. Because most times we might not like to admit it, but why we feel pressured most times is because we are trying to keep up with the Joneses. It's like this kind of thing where, okay, this person has this thing, so technically I'm supposed to have this thing, or less I am not enough. That kind of a situation. Find out what is disturbing you. I said it like it's a problem. Find out what is pressuring you so that you can tackle it. If you're the one pressuring yourself, you have to ask yourself, oh, why am I putting so much pressure on myself to achieve this thing at this point in time? I'm not saying pressure is a bad thing. I'm saying that misdirected pressure is a bad thing. So you have to know what is pressuring you, why it is pressuring you. Is it of utmost importance, or is it something that you have to do away with or keep away from that kind of circle or place or information so that you don't do things you're not supposed to do? I hope I am being understood. You understand? Type yes, ma. Another way to feel like, to tackle the fact that maybe something is not going as planned as how you wanted it to go, is finding a community of people to actually talk to you. I think I've said it in the first tip, but this way I mean, like, if you're struggling with, keeping up in your feeling point, is maybe you feel like you're failing with relationships, maybe you should seek out therapy or somebody that's going through the same thing as you. If you feel it's in terms of career, your community, your career, the people that are of the same like mind, you tell them, oh, this way I'm having an issue. Most times you're not even asking for help. You just need to say it out, because you might know the solution, but you don't feel like it. You need that extra gas. And people around you, in as much as they love you, sometimes they might not be able to advise you in the direction which you need to go to. So yeah, seek out like-minded fellowships and be a part.
Guys, this is the final look of what my makeup looks like. That's tautology, yeah. But yeah, I did not know that my video was no longer giving out sound, but I made the last point at the end.
At the end of the day, you have to understand that there are some things that is just for the universe. There are some things that at the end of the day to not work out. I feel like for me, that's a step in redirection and repurposing of your life, and it doesn't necessarily need to be the end of the road for you. So please, when you feel like you have done everything and you have known everything and it's not working, maybe you should check out other things to do. And you have to know that life is more than setting goals and having dreams and expectations. It's also about living and knowing that you are loved by the people around you. So yeah, this is the end of my video, you guys. I really hope you loved it and hope that you come back to this channel.
Love you guys. Bye. This is my finished look, you guys. And guess what? I did not know that all I was saying, the mic was not recording it. So for my last point, it is recorded after I finished this video. But I really hope you loved my makeup. So let's go to the last point.